JJ's on point with the music
know, he
this
had the
morning.
bass
We're
turned
back
up and
here
everything.
on Racing Country Roundup, WAUC 1310 AM, and we're joined by Tyler Prenesti. How you doing this morning, Tyler?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. You're driver of the number 15 Pure Stock / Street Stock, right?
Yeah, I drive the number 15 Pure Stock and Super Stock. So
Okay.
I race it normally. I mean, we kind of race all around the state. This year I'm trying to go to Showtime in Armourdale, but mostly I race at Citrus, Bronson. We just started racing Orlando and New Smyrna.
So yeah, you get around to all of them, and they, I might correct me if I'm wrong, but information I saw you live down in Key Largo, almost by Key West.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in South Florida, Miami, and I lived my whole life in the Florida Keys. I live in Key Largo, but currently, right now, I go to college in Daytona Beach at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Okay.
I'm becoming an airline pilot and getting my bachelor's degree in aeronautical science.
Well, congratulations on that, but also let me just say thank you for the dedication to racing to go from the Keys to, even if you were racing dirt, the closest track was probably Hendry would be 3 to 4 hours. So just thank you for the dedication and love of the sport to travel as far as you do and have to keep racing.
Yeah, of course.
When did you first get into racing, and what drove you to get into it?
Well, I got into racing at a young age. Well, so our family has a racing legacy, and it started off with my uncle when he was a teenager at Hialeah Speedway. He worked his way through all the classes: street stock, sportsman. He played with pro late models. He finished with super late models. He raced the All Pro Series. His name is Joe Piazza, and then he got my grandpa into it eventually, Joe Piazza Sr. And then they were racing at Hialeah until it closed. And my grandpa moved up here to Ocala, and I'd always go to the track at Hialeah when I was really young. And then there was kind of a break where we didn't race, and the car was just in the back by the barn in the weeds. And in 2014, we picked it out of the weeds and put some brakes on it and brought it to Citrus County Speedway. And I started my racing career in 2015 at Citrus. But since I lived in the Keys, I really don't have many races, so I don't have as much experience as all the other guys that get to race the full season. Like right now, I only have 20 feature races total. But so we fixed it up, and they've always had fast race cars here at Piazza Racing, and they always put me in a fast winning car every time. And I really have to thank all my success to my uncle. I wouldn't be the driver I am today or where I'm at today without my uncle's help, Joe Piazza. And he means the world to me. Him and my grandpa are my heroes. They're my race car driver heroes. They don't have to be famous, but they're my heroes. And they're really what got me into racing. And the first time I got in that car to practice, I fell in love, and it's been going on ever since.
And well, your heroes don't have to be famous, and I think some of the best heroes are those ones that are the, I guess, kind of in the bushes that mean the most to you, that help you go. That's, to me, that's more of a hero than somebody that tries to be a hero to everybody, because they're more special to one person or to a family, and that's what's important. But you talk about growing up around Hialeah, then you grew up with learning from, I guess, watching some of the best down there, and the ones that weren't afraid to mix it up and rubbing his racing. And I never got to see a race down there before it closed, but man, I've heard the stories, and I've covered a couple of the reunions, and they just love hearing all the stories and everything about down there. So you got some good racing roots that you came from.
Yeah, definitely. My uncle, he raced at Hialeah, but he also raced at Palm Beach. He raced at Orlando, New Smyrna. I mean, he traveled all around the state with his crew.
And we talked a little bit a while back on Facebook, through Messenger and all that. You actually got a new car that you're coming out with this year, right? It's red.
What was that?
Don't you have like a new car coming out this year?
Yeah. So our other car got wrecked at New Smyrna, and we're fixing that one. That one's almost done. But we have a new car right now that I'm probably going to mostly race at Citrus and all the other shorter tracks because it doesn't have a nose on it. So that'll be our short track car, and that one's ready. So hopefully, we were going to bring it to Orlando this weekend, but something happened, so we're waiting on that. But I'll definitely going to try to make the next citrus race over there with our red number 15 Pure Stock, sponsored by NC Tile and Carpet out of the Florida Keys. Please give my man Caesar a call if you're in the Keys and you need any tile and carpet. He's the man. He'll give you the best deals in town. But I also have to thank, with our other car, the yellow and blue number 15, Mrs. Max, Thunder Country Camaro. Mrs. Max Kitchen at mile marker 99 Key Largo. Best food in the Florida Keys. She's actually sponsored my grandpa at Hialeah Speedway, and I had her name on the car, and she was like, "Hey, you want me to still sponsor you?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." So I got to thank her.
We got somebody do some voiceover work for us right here. I like this.
And I also got to thank Thunder Country 100.3, which is the local country station down in the Keys. They always give me shout-outs and keep my hometown up to date on the racing that I do. And finally, I got to thank my father and my mother with Rhino Pools and Spas out of the Florida Keys. They do the best work down there, as well as Black Hawk Tile Marble, which is also my father. He does some of the best work in the Keys, and I got to thank him because I wouldn't be where I am today without my dad either.
How about that? He's on.
He's on point.
On fleek. Is that how they say it now? On
goodness.
fleek. Yeah. I'm listening, learning. Just real quick. I know you often listen to the Breakfast Beat here on WAUC, and Gene Davis, when he was in the service back in the '60s, he would, I guess, I don't know how many weekends a month or whatever the deal was, he had to go down to the Keys. I guess it was a base down there. He told me there was a track down there back in the '60s. So your grandparents, your grandpa probably remembers that track. I don't know what key it was on, but it was down there somewhere near Key West. It was an asphalt track, I understood Gene to say.
We'll have to get Gene to enlighten us a little more on that.
Yeah,
one.
I was surprised to hear that, but yes, I didn't know. Being you're from down there, I didn't know if maybe, and they ran Hialeah, I didn't know if they maybe had ever told you about that. But we'll get with Gene. I'll get probably could tell you the name of it. But anyway, just wanted to say that.
What kind of?
Cool. I don't think my grandpa knows anything about that. But before you let me go, I got to also thank Joe Piazza Racing, which is my uncle and grandpa, Joe Piazza. And I also have to thank Checkered Flag Racing, Big Al and Tommy Steyer. They give us a lot of help as well.
No, those are two great guys, and if you get any help or advice from them, you know you're going to be fast. I mean, those guys work on anything, and I haven't seen anything they do not perform well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What is the schedule looking like over there in Orlando? Because we haven't really heard much about them since reopening and back up.
I believe Rusty Marcus is going to give us an announcement next week, but it was supposed to be the second Sunday every month starting in March.
Yeah, I think once a month starting in March. Yeah.
So we'll be looking forward to them getting started back up as well.
Mike Tomez is from down there and old school racer. He said it was Florida City Speedway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, Gene Davis was talking about it this past week.
If it was Florida City, it might be. I think Florida City's the last town right before you go on to go over to.
Yeah, he said it was right down there near Key West somewhere.
So, Florida City is actually the town that Homestead Miami Speedway is in.
Okay, so maybe it was down there.
Maybe it was Homestead.
I don't know.
But Tyler, thank you for taking a few minutes to come out this morning, and good luck with your racing career. We'll be following you, and hope to have you on here again soon. And good luck with your college and your schooling.
Hey, thank you guys very much, and I also want to give a shout out to you guys, WAUC. I have I have a couple of your stickers that I'm going to put on the red car. So
Sweet.
Yeah,
I love
sent those
supporting
to
you guys.
him.
You guys do a great job.
Thank you, and I'll
Thank
tell you
you.
what, we appreciate all your support, buddy, and we hope you keep listening and stay in touch with us, man.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Tyler, Pure Stock.